Hey guys, so went on partstree.com again, ordered a couple more stuff for some of the lawn equipment. Apparently they just came in just earlier today, so I'll show you the parts. This is a little a flapper, a little flap shield that goes to the Echo edger attachment that goes to the back of it. The old original one had actually broke off about maybe a couple years ago. Just all worn out. So I decided to get a new one. It costed just a little over $8. The part number for it is let's see, here it is. Part number for it is 69901755330 from Echo. And I got a muffler screw for my PB251 leaf blower, because one of the 5 screws, the head of it was kind of damaged a little bit. It's kind of a little bit difficult to try to get that screw off, like if I would want to get access to the spark arrestor screen to actually clean it up. So this was actually the cheapest part. It was like 53 cents. So part number for this is 91367040012 from Echo. And also got it some fuel line clamps here, because I decided to actually replace part of the fuel line on the Craftsman mower, and the actual fuel line clamps that was on it, I did not like it. I don't really like the fuel line clamps on the Honda engines. They were kind of hard to get off. They're kind of almost like little keychains from what they remind me of. So I decided to stick with one of these typical ones that you would most commonly see. So this cost just a little over $2. It was $2.08, and this is it's a Tecumseh part, as you see. It's a Tecumseh part number 26460. So yeah, this will work for probably for any other brand of lawnmower, depending on what kind of engine it is, just as long as it uses the 1/4-inch inside diameter fuel line. Doesn't matter what engine it is, either Tecumseh, Briggs & Stratton, Honda, Kohler, or Kawasaki. They all use the same size fuel lines, and you can use these exact same fuel clamps. So I thought I'd show y'all real quick here on partstree.com. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, here's where it says about with the fuel line clamp on partstree.com. For the Tecumseh one, it's $2.08, as you see there, and for a Briggs & Stratton one, it's $2.47. So it's just pretty much just 40 cents more. So if any of y'all, like if y'all are replacing a fuel line, something like that, and if y'all like take the clamp off on them, and if they do happen to break just because of being on there for many years, I would just get a Tecumseh one. They're all the same. Looking at this one, it looks just almost identical to like the one that's on my Lawn Boy 10606. And so yeah, and I'll in the morning I'll start getting all this stuff on, and I'll record all this. So for right now, I'm going to go to bed, and I'll get back to y'all in the morning. Alright, so it's the next morning. Boy, it's a little cool outside. I think we had a cold front move in last night. So it's about 10:30 a.m. So let's get the stuff out that we need to fix. Alright, so we're going to first start out with the Craftsman mower. So here's the original fuel line right here. Fuel line is not really in that bad shape, but it's just very, very hard. I had to cut one piece off of it. This is the piece where it connects to the fuel shutoff valve. So I had to snap it off, had to cut it off, and then had to take a razor blade and kind of had to run the razor blade along here just to get it off. But getting it off from the tank was really easy. And here are the original clips, the Honda fuel line clamps. I don't really like these. They're very hard to actually try to get them off. See, they sort of do remind me of like keychains. So here's the new fuel line. And then here's one of the new clamps. So I'll get the other one opened up and we'll start replacing the fuel line. Alright, so there's actually two types of tools that you can use these clamps to actually expand them. You can use needle nose pliers, but grab them like on the sides of the needle nose pliers for a better grip on them. And then you just kind of just press like this to help expand it, so that way you can run the fuel line through the clamp, just like that. Best, or just use some regular pliers. They're much better this way. That way you can just grab them, just like that. So we'll go ahead and insert this clamp right onto the fuel line. Just like that. We'll just put it this far for right now, just before we begin to install the line onto the mower. And we'll grab our other one, our other clip. Do the same thing. Just put this put this clip right in. Alright, so now we'll install the fuel line onto the mower. Alright, so first we're going to connect the line onto the fuel shutoff valve. It's kind of hard to try and do this with the camera in front of me. So what you want to do is just all you want to do is just push it in. Try to push it in as far as you can. So that's what we want to do. So I'll try and push that in as far as I can, and then we'll connect it to the gas tank. Alright, so I got the fuel line connected onto the fuel shutoff valve. It's pushed in all the way. If it's kind of hard to, when you do put the fuel line in, if it's hard to try to have a hard time trying to push it in all the way, what you can do is spray some WD-40 right onto the nipple of the fuel shutoff valve, and then just push. It'll go in a lot easier. So get the. Okay, it's kind of hard to do this. So we'll move the clamp. Just put this clamp, want to have it all the way right over to the edge of the fuel line. So I'm kind of having a hard time here, so I'll shut the camera off again, and we'll connect the fuel line over to the gas tank. Alright, so I got that clamp in just about as close as I could get it. I couldn't get it any closer. Alright, so now we'll connect it to the gas tank. Alright, so first I'm just going to spray just a tiny bit of WD-40 down onto the fuel nipple. So now, just push that right in. And I forgot to mention, the size of this fuel line is a 1/4 inch inside diameter. So just push it in all the way as far as you can, just like that. And then just move the clamp as far as you can get it. Just about right there. You kind of want it just about right there. It'll stay on there a lot better. Alright, cool. So, got a brand new fuel line here on the Craftsman mower. Just this part right here. I'm not going to bother replacing the fuel line that's connected onto the other side of the fuel shutoff valve to the carburetor. It's kind of a pain to try to get through over there. I probably would have to take the carburetor off and all this other stuff. So I'm not going to worry about it. So cool. So let's fix up the next equipment. Okay, so the next one we're going to work on is the Echo PB251. Is replace that one screw that's screw that's attached to the exhaust output on the muffler. Apparently there's 5 screws that holds that on to the muffler, and one of the screws is in very bad shape. So I'll take this cover off. It's held on by 2 Allen bolts, and I'll show you that screw. Alright, so we'll take down these Allen bolts. There's one right here, and then there's another one right down there. Okay. Now I'll get to this bottom one. If y'all can see that. Okay, got that one off. And that's off. Okay guys, so just to show y'all, the screw that's the real bad one, it's this one right here on the very top left, right here. It's this one, so we're going to have to try and take that off. Alright, so I'll compare the screws. See, here's the new one here in my right hand, and the left hand is that real bad one. You can tell the screw head is like really bad. Part of it's actually all stripped from when I was trying to get it off. It was like fused on there when I first tried to get it off. So here's the new screw. For some reason, y'all can actually tell, the new screw is actually just a bit taller than this one. I don't know. I don't get that. But let's put the new screw on. Okay, so we'll put that screw in. You can use 2 types of screwdrivers, either a Phillips screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver, just by with the shape of the screw head. Okay, that screw just goes in right in there. It's all nice and shiny compared to all the other screws. This one actually seems to go in a lot better. Alright. Perfect. So a new screw is in. Alright, so now we'll just put this cover back on. Now we'll get our Allen bolts. Snugged in, and then this bottom one. Just do a final tightening. Don't tighten these bolts too much because we're basically just screwing into plastic. That one's tight enough, and alright, that one's tight too. Alright, so now finally for the edger attachment. Alright, so before we do the edger attachment, I'm going to kind of wash it off a little bit. Hasn't had a good clean in quite a while. So I'll just wash that off and then we'll work on it. You know, I figured just to also be on the safe side, I'm going to take the blade off of this. I've already removed that pin. So see here, there's a hole right there. You gotta line it up onto a hole right there. I'm gonna use this special echo tool to help lock this in, or you could also use either a screwdriver or an Allen wrench. Alright, so we're gonna take that nut off. Okay, and that is a size 17 millimeter. So it's a reverse thread. So loosen it by turning it clockwise. Oh, hang on a second. Let me get my little extension. Oops. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, that thing's on there, a little stiff. Oh, crap, the little tool came on. Alright, so, I'll get this blade off and we'll replace that little piece that goes to the back of the attachment. Alright, so to actually take that little flap shield off, there's 2 Phillips screws that we need to remove. These screws are very stiff. This edger attachment is about 9 years old. Get that screw off. And remove the bottom one. Alright. Then the old one, it should actually just slide right out. If I can try and get it out. Oh, here we go. And it's like stuck on there. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. And this is what it's supposed to actually look like. My goodness. Definitely from wear and tear. So I'm going to do some more cleaning up on all this and then we'll put the new one on. Alright, so I cleaned her all up as best as I could. I also put in some more grease down into the gearbox, or the head, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so let's put the new flapper on. So you want these two holes to line up with these first holes right here. So we'll just kind of lift this up a little bit. Just try to make sure that we are just lined up with those holes, and we'll put the screws in. Alright, so now just for a matter of just tightening up the screws. Just snug one of them, snug the other one. You don't have to tighten these on evenly. Doesn't really matter. I usually like to tighten them, do them evenly, just so that way it'll hold on a lot better. And also don't tighten these too much, because again you're just screwing these into plastic. Just tighten them so they're all snugged pretty good. Alright, so the new flapper is on. So let's go put the blade back on. So first we need to put this piece back on. It goes in just like this. Then we'll put the blade on. I'm going to reuse this old blade for now. I'll replace it next spring. So we'll put the blade on. Put this little hub on. And we'll get our other little tool to help prevent the all this from turning. Okay. Now put the nut in. And again, these are reverse threads, so just hand tighten it for a little bit for now. Just turn it counterclockwise to tighten it. Okay. So we'll get to the wrench again with our 17mm socket. Just tighten that up. Want it to be fairly tight, just so this blade won't come right off while in use. Just almost get it as tight as you can, just like on putting a lawnmower blade on. And then I'm going to reuse this old pin. I'm going to see if I can try to stick it in if I can. Alright. Just kind of have to push it. Oh, there we go. Just push it in a little bit farther. I'll just use this just to help protect my hands. Oh, where's the needle nose? Let me get the needle nose pliers. Go ahead and just take that off. We can turn it. Alright, so we'll just move these back. Alright, cool. And there we go. Got a new flap shield now on the edge attachment. So it looks perfect now. Alright guys, so I hope y'all enjoyed this little video on repairing on some of these equipment. The edger attachment, putting a new fuel line in the Craftsman mower, and a new muffler screw on the Echo PB251. It's kind of hard to see it. It's that silver one, which is the new one. And I've already said about this too, about the flapper on the edger attachment. Alright guys, so hope y'all enjoyed the video. So, thanks for watching.